Hey guys, welcome to this week in review. Those of you that watched last week know what I picked up and what I wore. Cool Water Intense, pretty new, I guess. I was pretty stoked to get it. I've been looking for it. Story is I live in a small to medium sized city in east coast of Canada. So we don't have a lot of, there's no Sephora, there's no JC Penney's, there's no Saks, there's no, pretty much we have Shoppers Drug Mart and that's it. There's a Winners and a TJ Maxx, but they don't generally have a whole lot there, and generally not new stuff either. So, and I heard a few people talk about this one. It's what's it going to be? What's it going to be? And I'm a huge Cool Water fan. I think you guys know that. It's in my top 5 or 10 colognes that I'll never be without. I'm going to do a video on that. I think sometime coming up in the future, very shortly, because I want to. Cool Water would definitely be one of them. And I know nowadays Cool Water is nothing fancy and all that jazz, but when I was young, it was relatively expensive. Well, it was like a designer, it was $100+ a bottle, and it was the cool shit to have. Because Snoop had it. Johnson Baby Powder and Cool Water Cologne. So yeah, it was the shit back then. Still is the shit today. Still smells good. Still a compliment beast. Fucking chick magnet, all that jazz. But anyway, so I spent a couple months looking for this one locally, and a little farther than locally. I go to a couple stores an hour or so away, and no word on it from any of them. And just as I gave up, I went to I bought a shelf off somebody online on the Facebook Market thing, and right next to them, basically 5 minutes away, was Shoppers that I hardly ever go to. And for those of you who don't know, it's not in Canada. Shoppers Drug Mart. It's kind of like I don't know what its equivalent would be in the States, but maybe a JC Penney. It's without all the other stuff. It's kind of like that. A lot of makeup. Well, I guess it'd be similar to Sephora. Would be better to put it that way. But their beauty areas generally a lot of makeup, beauty products, perfumes, and colognes. Anyway, these are Shoppers I hardly ever go to. It's a little out of the way, and it's in a I hate to use the word because it's a horrible word, but a poorer part of town. Yeah, I guess that's the best way I could put it. So I usually avoid it. Figure, they're not going to have a whole lot of anything. And, yeah, I mean, and I said, well, I'll stop in. What the hell? It's only 5 minutes away. There it was. Just as I had given up, I was going to get it online. Because for those of you who don't know me, I like the thrill of the hunt, the going out and finding it, trying to find it. It's so easy to go online and get whatever you want. For me, that's not fun. Plus, I'm an instant gratification guy. I've said it before. I like the right here, right now type thing. So, and the cool thing is I think they put it in the wrong area. Whoever put it out, because it's and maybe they didn't. Maybe Shoppers just said, "Fuck it, we'll sell it for that price." I don't know. $17.77. Because they stuck it with the original, because it was mixed in with like the original Cool Water, and the original Cool Water is like $20. So anyway, the lady gave it to me for $20. I don't know if it rang up for $20 or not. I didn't bother looking, but that's what I got it for. So I was pretty stoked about that too. Eau de Parfum, all that stuff. So let's get into what it is. Tuna. We'll show you the stuff first. That's the box, batch code, all that jazz. It's the box. You know it. See, I wore a bit of it today, or this week. You don't need much. I will say that. We'll get into that though. Pretty much the exact same bottle as Cool Water. I should have brought my Cool Water bottle over to show you, but it's the exact same bottle as Cool Water, same atomizer, all that stuff. Cap doesn't click in, but it goes on pretty good. It's only a small 30 ml, so that's all I need. I'll wait till I find a bigger one for 20 or 30 bucks in the next couple of years, but yeah, that's all I need. I like the smell though. I gotta say that. 2019 Accords are coconut, citrus, amber, sweet, tonka. I could only find 3 notes on it, but I picked up on a few others, and I'll get into that. The official notes I could find are mandarin for the top, coconut nectar is like coconut water, coconut sugar for the mid, and amber for the base. Did it meet the hype for me? You gotta understand, again, I'm a Cool Water fucking fanatic. I like all the fucking... I've been really any Cool Water flankers I haven't liked. I think that comes from being, like I said, when I was younger, a little poorer, and not being able to afford stuff like this. So, to me, Cool Water was always the bright, shining beacon that I had to get. I know it sounds funny, but again, remember, I was younger, it was a lot more expensive, and it was cool. Yeah. No, I'm not going to sit here and lie to anybody. It did not meet the hype, but I mean, it's on my personal hype. I mean, there's not a lot of hype around it, I don't think. But my personal hype, it didn't meet. Cool Water Intense, I was hoping for maybe just an intense version of Cool Water, you know, take the basic DNA of Cool Water and add a note or two or an accord and kind of just give Cool Water a little twist and make it last longer, project better. Not that Cool Water needs a whole lot of, at least my bottle's from like 96, so maybe the new stuff does, but my bottle is pretty vintage. Projects pretty good and lasts quite a while. Yeah, it's pretty much a completely different scent. If you're going out to get this thinking it's going to be like I did, just an intense version of Cool Water. Let me get into what I actually smell when I sprayed it. Off the very top, it reminds me of a few different. Now it's not clones of any of these. It's just got aspects that are similar. Right off the very top, I get a creamy, sweet citrus, almost like Chanel Homme Sport. It's kind of got that orange sickle creaminess feel to it. And then the mid starts to come in, and I get a more similar to the whole length of the fragrance is creamy. That's the coconut, I believe, in it, kind of giving it that creamy vibe. But from start to finish, it's creamy. So just put creamy in front of everything I say after this. The mid comes in, and it's very similar to the sweet amber sweetness of Invictus Aqua. Then the base comes in, and it's kind of heavily reminds me, almost clone territory of Burberry Brit Rhythm. That sweet leather, which gets me into the notes that I pick up. The top is coconut, and don't think coconut as you're smelling fucking suntan lotion. You can actually, if you don't know what coconut smells like, and I know everybody's, I know coconut smells. I mean, actual coconut water, nectar, and stuff like that. I do because I love eating coconuts. Very good representation of that. It doesn't smell. It has a very slight coconut smell to it. What it does do is gives you that initial blast of airiness, aquaticness, creaminess. To get that initial blast of that with the citrus, and that surprisingly lasts a long time. This is eau de parfum, and it really is an eau de parfum for a change. I found, but that blast of it's basically a sweet, creamy orange, right off the top, and I got a couple hours on that top really before the mid starts coming in around an hour, but that we still really the dominant player for a couple hours is that creamy coconut, sweet citrusy coconut. And the mid comes in. They have coconut nectar in the mid. It's right from the top to the finish, like I said. But what I do pick up a lot is the sweet amber that they say is in the base. I find that's in the mid. And the only time this really slightly resembles the original Cool Water is I also pick up a little lavender in the mid, and that lavender mixed with that coconut nectar, that coconut water, gives it that lavender aquatic feel. But it's mostly sweet aquatic, kind of like I said, a Victus Aqua. Very sugary sweet. Again, it's a very sweet fragrance. From start to finish. Again, like I said, just put creamy sweet in front of everything I say, because it's pretty much what it is. And that mid mixes kind of with the top. After an hour, hour and a half, you start getting the mid really starts. The lavender isn't like Le Male or the original Cool Water. It's not potent. It's not in your face. You kind of got to really, you got to have maybe, I guess, an experienced nose to really pick it up. You got to dig in pretty deep. But it is there. So there's lavender in it. They didn't list that. Where I get the discrepancy on the listed notes, mostly in the base. That mid stays for about 3 hours. Then the base starts coming in. And it's, again, creamy sweet. But the sweetness kind of changes. It goes from the amber sweetness to a more tonka vanilla sweetness. And I get a lot of cedar. And towards the far dry down, about 7 hours into it, I get a shit ton of leather. Just like Burberry Brit Rhythm. A shit ton of leather. Now, for those of you keeping track, that's like 10, 11 hours of smell. And that's what I got. Easy. Actually, longer than that. Let me get into longevity. This is Eau de Parfum. Two things happened with it. On my clothes, it changed, but it never really hit that cedar leather dry down. It was there, but it was still more the mid that you were smelling. The coconut and orange, lavender, coconut, you know what I mean, on my clothes. And that lasted till the next day, easy, until I washed my work clothes. It says all day on there. It didn't project all day, but it lasted there. Projection's really good, about 4 hours, easy, 3 to 4 hours. Pretty potent too. Again, not 1 million projection or anything, but not bad at all. Couple feet for 3 hours, easy. And back to longevity. It didn't really change or bring up, like I said, that cedar and leather so much, but on my skin did it ever do that. About, I want to say about 6 hours in, that leather really started, the dry down started to hit, and I got Tonkin cedar and coconut for about an hour. And about an hour after that, that leather took over. And man, it smells beautiful. Like I said, I like Burberry Brit Rhythm. Some people don't. I like that sweet leather Tonka sweet leather type scent. Did it ever last? And I'm not joking. I don't say this a lot, but this shit was a 24-hour easy. I put it on before work nights, y'all know that. I put it on about 8 o'clock at night. Get home about 7 o'clock in the morning. Went to bed. Got up after sleeping for about 8 hours. And you had to dig in. Like, I mean, it wasn't like, oh, there it is. You had to, like, but it was still that sweet leather. So, you know, it'll last you pretty much your whole day. Beautiful scent. Not much else I can say about it. Would I recommend getting it? If you're not a Cool Water fan, you try it because it is different. It's not Cool Water by any stretch of the word. If you're a fan of any of those scents I mentioned, Chanel Allure Homme, Invictus, Invictus Aqua, Invictus Intense, Pucker Rabanne, anything really. Burberry Brit Rhythm, Sweet Tongue, you know, Armani Code, that sweet Tonka leather type scent. It's like a combination of everything that's been released. An amalgamation of everything. Like, it's got a little bit of everything. I think they really did their homework on this one. I think it would be very crowd pleasing. Well, I know it is, because compliments, all kinds. When I say all kinds, like 4 or 5, you know. That's a lot. You know, unsolicited, of course, what I call a compliment, and 4 or 5 girls, you know, that's really nice, really nice, really nice. That's pretty much what you got. That smells really nice. Of course, they're gonna like it though. It's that, like I said, it's that type of scent where it's designed to smell sweet and sexy and appealing. Would I recommend getting it though? Not if you have all those other ones. Unless you're just a crazy collector who loves Cool Water like me, you could probably pass on this one. You're not really missing out if you have any of those other scents. It kind of falls in that vein, which is unfortunate. I was hoping for that different take on Cool Water and didn't get it. So slightly disappointed in that aspect. Not in the performance or the smell or anything like that, but just in that aspect I was slightly disappointed. I was kind of hoping for just a better Cool Water. I know this video is going long, guys, but I really wanted to talk about it because I'm such a fan of Cool Water. So if you don't want to watch anymore, don't. Whatever. Sorry. I do long videos. I know that's one of the complaints I get from a few people is my videos are too long. I tend to ramble. I don't know. I kind of like that. Let me know what you guys think about that, though. I really would appreciate some feedback on that. Should I just come on and give you notes, what I smell, and go away after 5 minutes? Or just keep doing what I'm doing? Probably keep doing what I'm doing anyway, because you do you, I'll do me. But anyway, yeah, just if you can find it like I did for about $20, give it a shot. If you have the $20, I know $20 may not be a lot to a lot of people, but some people it's a lot still. So I wouldn't budget it in or anything, or make myself go without a loaf of bread and some milk that week to get it. It's not like that. But if you've got an extra 20 and you find it, why not? But again, unless you're just crazy Cool Water guy like me, then you're probably fine without it. Especially if you've got any of the Invictus, the Burberry Brit Rhythm, the Chanel Allure. If you got any of them, you really don't need to pick this one up. It's falls in that vein. It's like you layered all 3 of them. You know, it's kind of nice. Like I said, kind of neat, but nothing different, if you know what I mean. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's it for the video. That's the review. I like it. I don't think there's been any Cool Water. I haven't smelled them all because there's like 792 Cool Water flankers. But I've ever all the cool water flankers and cool water that I've smelled, I've liked. So I might be slightly biased. Take what I say on this one with a grain of salt. But I tried to be as fair and unopinionated as I could with it. Sometimes it's hard. But I really do smell, like I said, at the top, Chanel Allure Homme Sport mixed with Invictus, mixed with Burberry Brit. Best way I can describe it. Creamy, sweet, aquatic, woody, leathery. Alright guys, that's it. See what I'm going to be wearing this week. Shit, I can't find my list. Anyway, I'll come back and let you know what I'm going to be wearing because I can't find the list. It's usually right here. I'm not digging for it. Yeah. Peace, love, be good to each other, guys.